Welcome to another Nature's Glory Cabin Off-Road. Today we're doing a charity ride for a local person that got in an accident. This is the Jacob Johnson and family charity ride. So all the proceeds went to this. This happened on January 27th, 2024. And this was a fairly long ride. We about 6 hours on the clock. That includes stops and everything. We started out at Callie's and we did kind of the furnace loop, some of the new stuff, and back also on some of the dbbb on our way back. This here shows us starting out on Highway 11, going down to Mountain Parkway, getting off on 1057 and going to Tucker Cave. So the video will cover that section, and we'll have other maps along the way. Here we are leaving Callie's and heading out. A lot of this is sped up, a lot of this is cut out. Again, this is about a under 30 minute video, covers over 6 hours. But hopefully I got the gist of everything, and you all will enjoy this. Let me know what you think, comments, etc. We're going to take Highway 15 here, turn left out of Callie's, and go down to Stanton. And we get in Stanton, we're going to go left on 213. 213 is kind of a main road here in the middle of Stanton, and we're going to get on the Mountain Parkway here and go west to Clay City exit. You go straight over the hill here. That's where we did a furnace video. So we're going to go down here to exit 18 and 1057. We're going to get off here and we're going to make a left on 1057. We're going to go back through here a little ways. And then we're going to go to the next turn on Lone Oak Road. I don't know if it's marked or not here at the road. Now we get back here a little bit, you have a choice to make. You can go left or right. It ends up in the same place. The left is more paved in front of the cemetery. The right is a little, I would call a little muddy, little gravelly little road. Either way, it ends up in the same spot right here at the other end of the cemetery. And we're going to go back through here, and this is an awful lot of gravel road. There's the where they meet. Comes out on the right there, the other one does, and we just met up with it, and we're going to go left here. There's a little bit of off-road here and there. For the most part, it's just gravel. Several fairly stock vehicles are in this. There's a couple of spots that are a little more challenging. I'll point those out when we get to them. There's not many. And a lot of these you can drive around and avoid the off-road if you really wanted to. But this is part of the dbbb. This is the furnace loop section down here. Last year's edition, 2023's edition. There were more added in 2024. It's fairly scenic. I see this was winter time, so everything is still not started growing yet. I'm a little behind. I try to keep things moving, but it takes a lot of time to process these. Notice the rock there to the right. This is Eastern Kentucky. That dark stuff is likely coal in the rock. Not enough to mine, obviously, but nonetheless coal. And we're back out on a little blacktop again. On to the next section. Again, this is on the dbbb map. The maps I've included are my OnX tracks, where I was tracking the ride. That's Rob in front of me, and it's FJ. He's been on several rides together. There'll be a little bit of left front wheel, a little bit of rear camera. Not a lot going on here, so this is pretty much a very stock ride with a couple little things here and there. Again, I'll point those out when we get to them. I cut about a mile out. This is when I first started cutting it out. I cut out a lot more off, and I just didn't mention it every time. A little rut right there. You might see it in the video. it's very easily negotiable, obviously. I left the picture-in-picture in for a minute or two here, maybe a little longer. A little bit of a rut on that left side, you can see the driver's side. Again, nothing too exciting. And we were going up a little hill here, it was a little bit muddy, so I was giving a little distance as they went up, but it was a little slick. Again, I'm on 33-inch mud tires with a 3¼ inch lift here. I believe the FJ in front of me has 33-inch tires. I don't know if he has a lift. A lot of folks did this in two-wheel drive. As long as you kept your momentum, you could do it. A couple of times we stopped, which made us have to go to 4 high or 4 low even. I went ahead, I was in 4 most of the time. Notice this is a little slick. If you notice the blue one in front of me gave it a little wiggle in a slick spot. We are on our way to Tucker Cave. There's some pictures in Tucker Cave and some video in Tucker Cave. So we took a stop there. It's a little hike off the side of the road. If you saw it from the previous map, the Tucker Cave is a hike off. I just carried the tracking with me and left it in this as opposed to creating a hiking track. All terrains at a minimum are suggested for this. There will be a few slick spots here and there depending on the weather. We're going to make a right here onto Henry Mountain Road and go down here to Tucker Cave. It is not marked. It's kind of a wide spot in the road, so if you don't know exactly where you're going, you might need to get directions to it. We made a little pause here for some reason. I cut all of it out, and we'll take right back off and head on down to Tucker Cave. Tucker Cave also goes all the way underground, comes up in another spot, so I'm told there are also bats in it as well. Our leader, John Lawson, has told me he has hiked it all the way through and came out the other side. And here we are stopping, and we're going to break out here, and I'll get the video camera, and we're going to walk. There's the whole group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, maybe 12 in this group. And here we are walking down the hill. You can tell it's not a real well-defined path. You can make it out. Well, we could in January. Steep in a couple of spots, and you may need to hang on to a tree, especially me holding on to a video camera. It's probably 100 yards or so. There's some rock formations on the walk. And here we are at the cave. You got to kind of walk on a little, I wouldn't call it a ledge, but it's a narrow path up against the rocks to get back here. And there's a few little waterfalls, and the kids climbed up in there and got into stuff. And you have to get wet, I believe, to get up in there. There's a little waterfall with some mossy stuff growing off of it. There's our fearless leader. And here's some of the rock faces around it. And a little video of the waterfall. And we're ready to head back out. We've already hiked back up. I left all that out. It's basically the same thing we did in reverse. So now we're going to go on down to Fitchburg Furnace. We're going to go back on Henry Mountain Road, go back a little ways on Marble Yard Road, 213, 52, and a little cutoff on 975, and go to the Fitchburg Furnace. I did a furnace video of some of the furnaces in eastern Kentucky, and there's a little more detail in that video if you want to go watch that one. on the Fitchburg and other furnaces. Continue on Henry Mountain Road onto Marble Yard Furnace Road. We'll show the little cutoff. It's mostly gravel, a few mud holes here and there, nothing major. Obviously I sped it up. We get to a little spot up here, you'll see the difference, and we're going to go on the left. There's where we came up from 1057, etc., to turn right on Henry Mountain. We're continuing on Henry Mountain more here, and you'll see here there's a cottage furnace sign on the left, a little parking on the right. You can't drive down there, you have to walk. It's about a mile in and a mile back. Cottage furnace, some more information is in my other furnace video as well. Now right here at this intersection, we go straight onto Marble Yard Furnace Road to 213. And once we get to 213, we're going to make a left onto 52. This is 213 right now. We made a right onto 213. We're going to go down here a little ways, and we're going to, at the stop sign, we're going to make a left onto 52. And it's a few miles ride to get where we're going. I decided to cut off that little end to go down to the actual turn. I think they were deciding where to go, and that's how we ended up there. And we're going to zip on down through here. The next thing you'll see, this is 52, is you'll see where we turn sharp left onto 975 1182, and the next immediate left is Fitchburg Furnace Road. Excuse me, Fitchburg Road. It does not say that on this side, so it's the first immediate left. You go down through here, I don't know, maybe a mile-ish, and you can't miss it. It's there on the left. And we stopped here for lunch. It was raining, and you see that on the windshield. It rained most of the day on us. And this is a really cool restored furnace, the last one I believe that was built, and I believe it's one of the top 25 stonemason structures in the world. See everybody coming in. We're going to turn right back around and we're going to head back out. It's raining a little more now after our stop for lunch. Now we're going to go back out of here on Fitchburg Road, and now we're heading back to more of the traditional dbbb. We're going to go back to out there and go back to 52, and then we're going to go back to New Virginia Ridge Road. We're going to start on that, which is part of the other part of the original backcountry byway. I'll turn right here to get back on that 1175, 1182 to make a left onto 52. Excuse me, I think I said left and right. So we're on 52 now, continuing on in the direction we were before we turned. We'll stay on 52. Make sure you stay on 52 till you get to New Virginia Ridge Road. And if you're using the backcountry byway map, you'll see right now we're there, and we're going to go up New Virginia Ridge Road, go all the way down it, go back to Bald Rock. We'll go over the Wood Bridge, and get on a piece of Bald Rock, and this will take us up to the beginning of Fixer-Lico / Larison Road. A lot of time it's used interchangeably. So here we go. You've seen a lot of this before. A lot of this will be cut out. This little bit of blacktop here, I left this in just so you can see the beginning of the trail, because just all of a sudden, like most of these, the road just ends, and all of a sudden you're off-road. There's a little, I believe there's a house here, right here at the end. They're building another one on the left now, as it turns out, right here at this same spot. Now we're going over the hill on New Virginia. A couple of small rock ledges that I put in. Usually you go down these from the other direction, so we're going up this particular one now. And a little bit of rear camera action there. You can see that little rise. And now we're going to go on down through here, another small rocky patch. New Virginia Ridge Road is pretty easy. There are a few spots in it that can be slick you'll need to pay attention to. To the right there is a hard way to Hidden Lake. We won't go that way, but that's just to show you where it's at. Continuing on down. And everyone make a sharp right here to stay on New Virginia. The brown sign there to the right is now missing it. So you'll need to make sure you turn right here. If you go too far and you hit big rocks, you'll know you're in the wrong spot. And here we are crossing the wooden bridge. It's maintained by Ohio River four-wheelers. They've done a good job of keeping it passable. Notice how deep the water is. It's overrunning part of the bridge. I'll show that from behind. You can see the water going over a part of the bridge there and going under the other side. Water was pretty high on this day. Water drains off pretty fast up here. The next day it probably wasn't even over the bridge. But flash floods can happen and are important to watch out for. Pulling up out of the bridge. Just a couple little things on New Virginia Ridge Road I'll point out as we go through here. Nothing you haven't seen before, but we're just in the opposite direction of usual. For all of you out there that listen to me and go to sleep, I hope you get a good nap. If you enjoy my videos, I'd appreciate a like. Subscribe if you like them enough. I try to put out one at least once a week. Sometimes I'll get out some shorts or something in the middle of the week and do some cross posting on other off-road Facebook pages and such. So hope y'all enjoy this stuff. Let me know what you think. There's just a mud hole. It's a little deeper one. That's probably why I left it in. None of these are real bad through here. And here's that from behind. Not a lot of exciting stuff, so to speak, on this. This is more just to make sure you know how to get there and how to get back. And if there's something to show, I try to show it. There's a little water crossing. And on the left there, if you don't watch out, that's Sinking Creek, and it quickly gets bad fast. You need to be much more equipped than these stock rides for that. And there's what that looks like from behind. You can see that other place up to Sinking Creek on the right there of the video. It looks easy, but it is at the start. And here we are. We're going to go on up Larison to Fixer, get Fixer Leco, and we're going to turn on 1036, and we're heading back now. There's a spot or two on Fixer Leco at the other end. You'll need to watch out a little bit more. So we're coming up here. We're going to make a left at this oil pump and get on to Bald Rock. And it's a really pretty scenery back here. I tried to leave a little bit in so you can see the creek. We take a lot of pictures along through here. If you follow our Facebook page, my wife takes a lot of pictures. Gets out in the water and takes them in various angles. And when people ride with us, we get pictures of them also. These big rides, we don't have time to stop for pictures. But when we do smaller rides, we try to. Now here we are coming up, still on some more creek scenery. We're getting close to where Bald Rock meets Fixer / Larison and Cave Fork. When we get there, I'll point that out. We're not going to go Cave Fork. We're going to go straight and stay on Larison / Fixer. Stay on Larison far enough, it turns into blacktop. And we'll show you that spot when we get there. A lot of times, again, it's used interchangeably. And here we are at the intersection of Bald Rock, Cave Fork, and Fixer / Larison. We're going to go straight. This is pretty smooth. We usually shift into too high here for quite a ways. Let me read a little tag there. Again, some awesome scenery on the creek there. Again, we shifted too high back there at that intersection. We stay usually in it. We're zipping along pretty good here. We're probably going, oh, I don't know, 20 miles an hour. Most of the time we're going 2 to 5. Cut a lot of this out. And this is where you go left to get on Fitchburg Eco, and you stay right, you've been on Larison, and take you back blacktop to Highway 11, I believe. So right here there's a cabin there that has a spillway behind it from that lake at the top, and it's usually running pretty good. It makes a nice little waterfall. If you have time to stop and get a look at it, it's pretty awesome to look at. Again, that's Zachariah Creek Lake up on top of the hill. They use that to force water in the ground and force the oil up so they could pump it out back in the day. Here's one of the little deeper mud holes here. Let's look at this. I think this might be the one with the oil pump in the woods. Yep, there it is. You can see a little oil pump there. This one is a little deeper. It's negotiable. It doesn't get that high. Notice it's about 2/3 up my 33 there. But this one doesn't get but just so deep. It's got runoff, and after you drive through it, it splashes even more out of it. Most of these mud holes have a little runoff where they have worn, and it just runs it back into the creek. They only get just so deep. There's quite a few little water crossings here on Fitchburg Eco, and I usually try to keep those in because they are interesting to look at. As deep as the water is on this day, some of these run together and they're a little longer than usual. Sometimes when it's drier, there's spots in between that may have a trickle or no water at all. Again, none of it's real deep. It's all got a good solid bottom. Watch for these pipes. There's pipes around here that's used for this oil exploration, and some of them can have sharp spots in them. So kind of keep your eyes up for these pipes. Be sure to practice trail etiquette. Pack in more than you pack out. Don't leave a mess. Tread lightly. All those good things, and try not to be that person nobody wants to see on the trail. We'd love to keep these things open for years to come. We didn't spend much time picking up trash on this day. Occasionally we'd stop when we were stopped and see something and pick it up. As you can see there, hanging from my rear tire, there's a sacket for garbage. Going through here, this one's got a spot in it that's got a rock that got a little spot that kind of make you think when you hit it. It's a touch deeper for a few feet, but I mean not deep, but enough that you'll notice it. Your everyday SUV would probably be too low, but an actual off-road vehicle wouldn't have any problem. Again, all terrains are fine. A little more than usual here because we got some pretty good video from the rear and from the side, etc. So why not show it? Let everybody see a little bit more. Feels like a broken record. I do this a lot. I just like the way they look, so I tend to include them in the video. They're a little different every time, depending on how much rain, how dry, who's with you, various things like that. Again, I hope you can notice that these are obviously sped up. You would be, shaking your teeth out trying to go this fast on this rocky stuff. Looks like I got a little spot on the side camera. Looks like water splashed on it or it rained. It has been raining all day, so it's not obscuring it enough, so I left some of this in because of it. I try to keep it wiped off. Sometimes I just don't get to it in time. Now we're getting to the flexi spot here. Most people chose to stay on the flexi stuff on the left. You could take the bypass on the right, going in this direction. It's the opposite of the usual way I do it, but it's not too bad. It's not non-negotiable. Everybody, I believe, made it up it. Now we're going to go through here. You might see it a little better with the left camera. The right's gotten smoother. You're off camber a lot more now. So now you might be able to see it through the left camera, the little spots that make it flex. Camera flattened it out so it didn't show as much as I thought it might. There it is from behind. You can see it drop, and you can see it a little better, I think, there. And you can see the one behind me coming up it. You can see him doing his little movements through the spots. This hole has a sharp rise in this direction. Usually you drop off up and the other way, and it's a bit of a surprise. Again, if you're limited in clearance, you can go off to the right in this direction. Now going up this hill, this is pretty rough. Going up this hill. Generally go the other way and you can get across it pretty easy. That hill was slick and muddy on this day, and it really was a challenge to get up it without spinning. I did go a little faster. Now of course I sped that up, makes it look even faster. Now we're getting here to stay left, to stay on the trail. There's a no trespassing sign to the right. There's an oil pump down to the right there over the hill. And now we're going to come back to 1036. We're going to get on Sand Lick, go to 1639, all the way out to Howley's 11 and back to Callie's Campground. Now Sand Lick videos, I've done a couple of off-road Sand Lick. And they're both called the same thing. But this will be all on road. We're going to be on road here the entire way. You could go right here and go back to 11 if you wanted to and make a left on down to the campground. Or you could stay with us and continue on. We went past Hollerwood on 1036, turned right on Barker Branch Road. Usually you've seen that spot in a few of my videos. And you stay right here onto Sand Lick Road. Left below would have been Barker Branch. Now we're going to make a right, sharp right here on the 1639 South Fork Road. I've been on that a couple of times too. You may have seen that. If not, you will in a future video. And it's all blacktop from here on out. We got all the way back down here on 1639 to 11/15. We're going to make a left here and head back to the campground. So we've made this loop, I think it's 69 or so miles in about 6.5 hours. And I hope everybody's enjoyed this. Come back and watch some more. I hope you got something out of this. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.